business. Today, to all the entrepreneurs and business owners out there, listen up. We have a value-packed interview for you with Susie Carder. She will tell us how to change the money game and 5 things entrepreneurs overlook when starting their business. Susie is not your average business coach. She has helped thousands of business explode and implement radical success strategies, taking them from ordinary to explosive. Companies such as American Express, Time Warner, Berkeley University, TED, Ideas Worth Spreading, AT&T, and Walt Disney Company, just to name a few. Susie comes with a 20-year proven track record. She built 2 $10 million companies and sold her business for millions. She's created the predictable success method that allows you to develop operations, finance, sales, accountabilities, and marketing systems for your business, leading you to very predictable and sustainable revenue, profit growth, and investment opportunities. Susie, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today here at Viveka Live.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Thank you for sharing with me with your tribe. Because if they're your tribe, they're my tribe. I appreciate what you're doing for our industry. We need more leaders like you. So thank you for just being a stand for us in our education and finding the best of the best and bringing us together so that we can collaborate instead of compete. It's really refreshing to see. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, Susie. Yes, it's co-creation is the new word. Susie, you have such a beautiful success story. You have so much to show over the past 20 years. You've created business over businesses. You've helped so many companies and leaders and individuals. Has it always been this easy for you?
Of course. Of course not, right? It's more like it. I think, business as a whole isn't business unless you have the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows. And I've learned more in my low than I have in my high, right? I've made millions and I've lost millions. And in 2009, when the market crashed, what it took me 20 years to build was destroyed overnight with the market. I was heavily leveraged in real estate, in the stock market. I lost about 10 million in assets, and it was humbling. And I just remember, sitting there thinking, why? I've worked so hard and I really try to be an amazing steward and I give back and why? You're always asked the why. I did everything right. I followed, the check boxes and I did what the experts told me. In the reality, nobody was prepared for 2009, with the market crash and I wasn't prepared. And I remember being on the floor praying, crying in my why. And I heard this voice that said, this will be your biggest victory and your hardest lesson. So get up. And I was like, okay, I don't want to make it somebody else's lesson, but I don't ever want anyone to have to go through what I went through. And It was so humbling. And I think, why it took me 20 years to really build that wealth before was because I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know the business. I was learning as I went. So it didn't take me 10 years to rebuild, right? It took me about 5 years to get my footing underneath me to start accumulating again, really leveraging my assets and building upon my assets. So now I can say, oh, phew, that was a hard lesson, good lesson. So
did that, done that, tick that box.
Right. But I think through that journey, right, in that 20 years of, there were silly mistakes, there was amateur mistakes, there were things that you just don't know until you encounter them. So my passion and my goal is to really, Katya, help other women, other business people not have to go through that, right? Whatever my bloody elbows are, whatever my bloody knees are, I don't want them to be yours. You can skin your chin and skin your nose. Let's do that, but don't make the mistakes I made. And, coaching businesses all over the world, I see a pattern. And I see, if I had to choose the 5 things that entrepreneurs overlook, this is where the rubber meets the road.
So tell us a little bit about this. Let's get right into the juice. What are the 5 things entrepreneurs need to avoid?
The first thing we need to do is create a solid business plan. And there's 2 types of business plans, not 2, not 4, 2 types of business plan. One is what I call a working business plan. And that's really an internal document. That's for myself and my team that I'm working with. Nobody's necessarily seeing that, but that's putting your sales, your marketing, your operations, your finance, your ideal client, you know, that whole strategy together and outlining it and putting that together so that you're following that plan and you're really creating a 5 to 10 year plan and you're living that plan out. The second plan is a strategic business plan. That business plan is a business plan if you're going to go raise money, right? So there's different language, right? I've got to position the company different. I've got to position the ROI different. I have to think, what do the investors want versus, you know, what do I want if I'm just doing a working business plan? Investors want to see the return on investment. How are they going to make money back? You know, and so there's a higher level of accountability inside of that plan.
Are you saying every company needs those two business plans, one for external for the investors and one internally to work on a day-to-day business as usual?
No, every business needs a business plan.
Yeah, okay.
So everyone, depends on what your strategy is. If you're bootstrapping it, all my businesses, but most of my businesses were bootstrapped. But then the last business I started was Your Beauty Network, and that was an online portal for salon and spa owners. We were the largest technology company in the beauty industry. And that we had to create a strategic business plan because we got investors. My other businesses, I bootstrapped. So I just had to have a plan that I understood, my team understood. It didn't have the complex financials that a strategic business plan has. If you're going to raise money, the strategic business plan is the one you need to focus on, and probably hire an expert to work with you so that you're not naive, giving too many shares away, or giving too much profit away, you know, really setting that up so that you're set up to win, right? I want my investors to win, but I also want myself to win, right?